Almost got you mouth. Good morning, everybody. Hi. So I am actually in a great mood. I'm really happy. My latest reaction video, which I posted yesterday, is doing really good. It's for, if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's for the new Slender Man trailer, which is due out May 18th, I believe, from Sony Pictures Entertainment. And like I said yesterday, if you watched it, I completely forgot they had actually gotten the option to make the Slender Man movie. Like I said, I was a part of that whole Slender Man creepypasta phase, so I had heard, like, years ago when I was still in college, they were talking about making Slender Man a movie. So I knew I had heard about them doing the Slender Man movie when I was in college, but after what happened with those girls, I'm like, they're not going to make the Slender Man movie now. And so I completely forgot that that was even going to be a thing until I was on Twitter, and they said, oh yeah, the Slender Man trailer is dropping tomorrow, and tomorrow was the 3rd. So they said, Slender Man trailer is dropping on January 3rd. And I'm like, oh! So, and then I came home, and I had completely forgotten about the Slender Man trailer dropping yesterday until I saw on Twitter. I'm like, oh my gosh. Perfect reaction video, because it seems like the ones that most people are like are the ones where I have over-the-top reactions, so that's why I did Slender Man. But that was the only thing I posted yesterday because I was not able to do a vlog like this yesterday. It is bright. That's when my blinds are closed. Because yesterday was the day that the maintenance men came in to work on our apartment, and what they did was they replaced the sink in the kitchen. We have a really nice sink now. And then they did the vanity and the sink in the bathroom. So we have a really nice new vanity, a nice new sink in there. So we have new sink, new vanity in the bathroom, new sink in the kitchen, which my mom is really liking because the new sink in the kitchen has this really high faucet. So it actually, the tea kettle fits under it now. So she's really happy about that. So they were here most of the day yesterday. They came in at like 10 in the morning. And they took a break for lunch, and then they came back, and my mom and I actually had to leave because I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, which is another reason I wasn't really able to vlog. I would have when I come home. That sun is reflecting off of something. I had my doctor's appointment yesterday, just a really basic physical. Learned something interesting. They told me that they no longer do the basic vaccinations at the doctor's office I'm currently going to. So if I wanted to do like a tetanus shot or anything like that, I would have to go to the Department of Health. And I'm like, oh, that's new. So at this doctor's office, they no longer do the basic HPV, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's good to know. So, but I really like the doctor exam me. I am probably like one of the easiest people to go in and get a physical because they ask all these questions. Do you smoke? Do you do drinks? Do you do drugs? Are you sexually active? Have you ever been pregnant? Have you, are there smoke detectors in your house? Do you wear a seatbelt? Do you practice safe driving? I'm like the easiest person to do a physical with asking these questions. Do you feel exhausted? No. Is everything regular? Yes. Do you smoke? No. Do you drink? No. Are you sexually active? No. Okay, well that means I can cross off, have you ever been pregnant? Because obviously if you're not sexually active, you've never been pregnant. Because if you were pregnant, that would be immaculate conception. The woman's exact words. So obviously you've never been pregnant. You don't need any sort of birth control, because when she asked me if I was sexually active, I went, heck no, my mom would kill me. And I would be very mad at myself because I have made that vow to not be sexually active until I get married. So I have made that vow, and I'm very serious in keeping that vow. So I'm like the easiest one because all the answers are pretty much no, no, no. Yes, we have smoke detectors. Yes, I wear a seatbelt when I'm in a car. I practice safe driving, but I don't drive. So that's a really easy one to answer. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I do some workout when I have a job. I'm usually walking back and forth to my job. When I'm home, I don't really work out, but I've cut down on my sugar and my sugar intake, and I've cut down on my serving sizes. Like my pop, I don't drink as much pop anymore. So I'm cutting down on bad stuff, trying to up the good stuff. Like, I really love strawberries. Oh my gosh, strawberries are so good. I actually gave my mom some of my Christmas candy because I don't plan on eating it all. Like, when I was little, okay, this is what it was. When we were younger, my brother and I had this rule. We could only have one piece of Halloween Christmas candy a day. But that could be like a king-size bar. It could be anything, and we could have that. So my brother and I, when we were little, our Christmas candy barely made it to the middle of January. And with me, when I got older, especially, my Christmas candy was usually gone by New Year's. Because I would just sit there and I would eat it all. And this year, yesterday, because I had a good doctor's appointment, I went, and after dinner, I went and I opened up my drawer, because that's where we keep our candy to keep it from melting. And I had a Kit Kat bar. I got 3 Kit Kat bars, a chocolate and white chocolate penguin, which I gave to my mom. I have those gigantic Reese's peanut butter cups, and a bag of Dove peanut butter chocolate. And I also got, my mom also got me Lindt gingerbread chocolate truffles, which are amazing. So I went to have my last Kit Kat bar. I pulled it out. My mom's in the kitchen, and she goes like this. You have chocolate! And I'm like, want some? So I ended up I told her to take the chocolate and white chocolate penguin because I was not going to eat that. So I gave her my chocolate and white chocolate penguin, and I will honestly, like, I will just end up giving her chocolate. Like, we were coming back from a trip, and we stopped at a place, and I got Dove peanut butter chocolate, and my mom is like me. That's where I get my love of chocolate and peanut butter. I just went, you want some? And I just handed and gave her like 5 chocolates. So, I love sweets, but since I'm kind of on sugar, I'm like very generous. So like if my mom wants some of my food, I'm like, I'll just take it. I get very protective over my chicken parmesan because I don't get that a lot. I love my chicken parmesan. So I'm like, no, you can't have that. Just like my pizza. You can't have my pizza, which is why I'm so glad I love Supreme Pizza. I'm the only one in my family that likes Supreme Pizza. Well, my mom can't have peppers or onions, I think. So, I love it. So it's so nice. So it's good. So that experiment went really well. I'm really proud of myself. Good news is I am down to 221 pounds. Okay, here's the thing. When they weighed me at this doctor's appointment, when I came back from like Marquette in like 2012, 2013, I weighed about 279 pounds. When I started consciously trying to lose weight, I weighed in at 273 pounds before I consciously started trying. And that was in 2015, I want to say, is when I consciously started trying to lose weight, 2014, 2015. And last time I was weighed at this doctor in 2016, I was 233. And yesterday when they weighed me, I was about 221. So I am less than 100 pounds away from the high end of where I'm supposed to be for my weight, which is 135. So I am less than 100 pounds away from reaching that. I want to get to the low end, which I think is 120. So I am 100 pounds away from that. But I don't think I look any different. I mean, I look at my pictures on Facebook from like a few years ago, from like when I came home from Marquette and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't think I look any different. But people say I do, so I don't think so. I think my face may be a little bit more rounder, but I don't know. I'm not really seeing much of a difference. But I am so proud of myself. I have lost about 58 pounds. Be right back. And that's all you're gonna get. I'm sorry I went BRB. We had a maintenance guy come in. He's working on the toilet today. Because apparently when they came in to do the sink, the one guy's like, oh, we need to take care of that too. And they had scheduled yesterday and today. They said they were going to come do work on the apartment, but they only said they were going to do the sinks. So they got both the sinks done today. And since they also had a scheduled chance here, they also said, oh, we'll just come back in and do the toilet. Apparently we are lacking some repairs because apparently we also need to have new fixtures or something in the shower, because apparently they went through and redid all the fixtures in all the other apartments, but apparently not this one. So I'm not sure. But then as my mom told the guy, we have been living at this place for 10 years. Okay, the only other place we lived longer than that is when we lived out in the country, and we lived there till I was 16, and we moved there when I was about 3. So that was 16 years. This is 10 years. So we have been here for ages. But if they raise the rent, we'll be moving again. My mom says she can't afford to stay here, so. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about, actually. Oh, my doctor's appointment. Yeah, my weight is good, but, yeah, that's where I left off. I dropped about 58 pounds, but I need to get to the low end of my scale, and it's shifted a little. Because I did not know this, but after you reach your full height, the older you get, you actually start shrinking. And I thought I was like 5'5", and then when I was in college, they're like, no, you're actually 5'4", and I'm like, okay, I can live with being 5'4". And then they measured me at my last physical and said, oh, you're not 5'4", you're just barely 5, you're just under 5'4", you are 5'3", and I'm like, okay. And they go measure me yesterday, and I'm like, I know, I'm 5'3", and she's like, oh, you're just, I'm like, I'm 5'4", and she's like, oh, you're actually just under 5'3". So I'm actually 5 feet and 2 inches tall. I'm like a half an inch under 5'3", and the last time I was measured, I was like half an inch under 5'4". But the thing is they realized this is I actually have a habit of slightly slouching or trying to make myself taller. So, and I got done with my doctor's appointment, and I was talking to my mom on the way back to the van. I'm like, oh, by the way, I shrunk. I'm like 5'2" now. I'm just under 5'3". And she went, oh, you're short. So my mom teased me about being short, but that's par for the course, because when my brother hit puberty and shut up, I became the shortest member in my family, and I actually think now I'm actually the shortest adult female on my mom's side of the family. I think there was one other person shorter than me. I think that was my Aunt Laura, and I think she passed away. So I actually think now I'm the shortest adult female on my mom's side of the family at 5 feet and 2 inches. Luckily, I'm not the shortest on my dad's side of the family. I have a cousin who is like 5 feet. My grandma was like 4'9", so 4'9". So I actually get my shortness from my dad's side of the family, but the chubbiness is on my mom's, I think. So I still have a little ways to go, so I really want to drop down to like the 120. My mom said, I still think it'll be weird if I ever reach that much, but hey, life is life. So I am thinner. I'm not that thin, but I have lost weight and I'm shorter. And that was the takeaway. Other than that, the doctor says I am absolutely, totally normal. I did mention my knee problems. I explained that when I was in Mackinac this last summer, I slept on a love seat, and I actually slept well, but the problem is I would bring up my knees so I would fit on the love seat. And that's probably why I fit so good on the love seat, is I'm short. So I was sitting, and my left knee was always the one that seemed to be jerked up, because I would lay on my right side and I would have my right foot like as spread out as I could, and then my left leg would be like kinked up to my chest. And I said, and then so I noticed my knee would hurt, and I was also doing a lot of biking and walking up there, obviously, so my knee would start hurting. And then I came home for a couple of days, and then when I came home, it seemed to go away. Then I started working at the Halloween store again, and I had 1 or 2 days where I was just, my knee was intensely painful. It hurt. And she's like, it didn't swell up. I'm like, it didn't swell up. It didn't hurt when I touched it. It's just that I would move it, and I would have a lot of pain. It would be really bad, but after a couple days, the pain just went away. So what she thinks is I overworked it. It's just that up at Mackinac, you have the different terrains. It's hilly. I was biking a lot. I mean, I said like in 5 days, I hiked up maybe about 237 stairs 4 times in 5 days, because that was my workout on Mackinac Island, biking up to Arch Rock, going up to the Nicolet, going up there, and then going up to the Nicolet Watchtower and doing backwards, and then biking back into town. And that was my workout. So she says it's probably a combination of, it's just that walking on the different surfaces, on the different terrains. It's probably what made my left knee hurt. And it's always been my left knee, so I just have like a bad knee. But I'm really strong. It was funny though, because it was freezing yesterday. I come in and she has me do strength exercises because I did say about my knee, and I think I forgot to mention the fact that I think I mentioned it last winter when I slipped and fell and I strained my rotator cuff. And I'm still operating under weight restrictions for that. I'm doing it myself. And she tested my strength. I think I'm pretty strong, but as soon as she touched my finger, she went, "Oh my gosh, you are so cold." I'm like, "Is it cold outside?" And it was. And it's worse today. I am not stepping foot outside today. This morning, the wind chill was going to be between 15 and 30 degrees below freezing. That was the wind chill this morning. The morning high was 1 degree. It's not supposed to reach above 5 degrees today with a wind chill that will top out at about 15 below zero. So it's going to feel like we're literally living in Antarctica at this point, and it's not going to warm up. Next Monday it's supposed to be 33 degrees, heat wave, and then it's supposed to go right back down. So it's like, wow, it is freezing down here. My mom is worried because Saturday it's supposed to be really cold again. She has to get up, has to leave for work at 6:30 in the morning Saturday, and I am terrified because she told me yesterday that the van does not start Saturday morning when she has to go to work. She is walking to work in this cold. I am absolutely terrified. I want that van to start so badly on Saturday because I do not want my mom walking to work in this cold. I don't care that she can handle it, that she doesn't feel it. I don't care. I don't want her walking to work in this cold. It doesn't take that long for frostbite to set in when we have these really bad wind chills and feels like temperatures. So I am praying with everything I have that she does not have to walk to work on Saturday because I really don't want her to do that. So I'm worried about that. But it's cold. Actually, it's funny. I've been watching Mackinac Island. My mom's like, if they want you to go up really early, there's a chance I might have to fly. I've never flown in my life. I am actually terrified of flying. Which is funny because I love it, and if I was in Star Wars, I want to be an X-Wing pilot. But I don't think I can be an X-Wing pilot because of my eyes. You kind of need to see well to be a starfighter pilot. Plus, I think I'd be fine with flying in space. I just don't like flying in, airplanes. Fighters are a little more enclosed. But, I'd either have to fly, or I'd probably end up taking a snowmobile across and doing the ice bridge because it is so cold up there that Mackinac Star Line, which is the ferry that runs year round, they actually did a total of 4 trips yesterday, back and forth to the island. They did 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon because the ice is getting so bad that their ship, the Chippewa, which is their icebreaker ferry, they were having trouble breaking through the ice. So this year there might actually be an ice bridge for Mackinac, which is really cool. It's a really neat natural phenomenon that happens whenever it gets cold enough for Lake Michigan Lake Huron to freeze over. It's really cool and awesome. It's kind of daunting because then it actually literally becomes a highway. Like when the ice gets to get off the people on the island, they test it. And once it reaches a certain thickness, they take Christmas trees and they plant them, they post them in the ice, and that serves as highways to and from, I think they go to St. Ignace. Because actually Mackinac Island is closer to St. Ignace than it is to Mackinac City, which is why during the winter, Starline operates out of St. Ignace until April. But so they will have this thing, they call it the highway, and they use it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They just take snowmobiles and they go to and from the island through the mainland through this ice bridge. It is daunting, it is scary, and but it's so amazing that this is what they do to survive. I mean, this is how they have the airport, but you can't always get planes in. So Dodge Market will actually hook up a gigantic sleigh and racks to a snowmobile and go across to the mainland to pick up supplies to take back to the supermarket for the islanders. So it is insane what they do. But I think it'd be fun to live up there. So I was actually talking about it. My doctor's like, yeah, she wants to live up there. Can you tell him? I really do. So that'd be really interesting if I have to fly up there because I'd never flown in my life, and my parents are terrified of the ice bridge, so they wouldn't let me cross it. As it is, it probably takes about an hour to cross using the ice bridge because it takes depending on the weather and what ferry you're using, it could take about 25-30 minutes to take a ferry. So it will be a long ride, but it's cool. It's fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit I put in between these two of me practicing my guitar, because I was like, what am I going to do? I didn't really want to do my music or anything like that. So what did I do? I cleaned my room and I practiced my guitar. I'm sorry if I break your eardrums. I'm still learning. I've been working on the same thing since Christmas when I got this thing, which is I'm working on some changes with the chords. I'm just working on getting muscle memory down. So I'm working on holding my fingers properly on the string so they're able to ring out and they don't make any of those bung, bung, bung noises. They actually sound proper. So I'm working on holding my fingers down on the strings, and I'm also working on moving my fingers as smoothly as I can between different key changes. So on the one I'm working on, I'm gonna try and do this. Come on, baby. I'm not used to this. I know. So, like, this first one I'm working on is I have this finger, my pointer finger on the 5th string on the 2nd fret, and then I have my middle finger on the 4th string, also on the 2nd fret, and that's a chord I'm working on. And then I'm working on moving my middle finger from the 4th string on the 2nd fret to the 6th string on the 3rd fret, so like that, and switching back and forth between those two. And then I'm also working on keeping this same position with my middle and index finger, but moving my middle finger to the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and then moving my pointer finger to the 4th string on the 2nd fret. No, 4th string on the 2nd fret. Yeah. So it's a lot of practice because I have to do it smoothly, and I have to remember how to hold my fingers because I don't want like a dull buzzing sound like that. I want it to ring out, and I also have to remember not to block the other strings. So it's all muscle memory, so the more I work at it, the better I'm getting. I am noticing it's not taking me as long to figure out how to hold my fingers. And good news is my fingers are not hurting as much from when I just knocked my glasses, from when I am doing my string work. So that's good. My brother says I look forward to when I start working with the 1st and 2nd strings, because those are the thinnest. So in case you didn't know, quick guitar lesson from the girl who barely knows guitar herself. So instead of counting the strings this way, you go this way. So this string is 1, this one is 2, this one is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. So it goes from thinnest to thickest is the numbers. And then these spaces are the frets. So this is fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, fret 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it just keeps going all the way down. So that is basic of the guitar. So strings and frets. So when you put your finger on a string, you're actually putting it on the string in the middle of the fret. You don't want this finger all the way up here. You want it somewhere in the middle or closer to the next fret section. It just depends, because obviously if you have like this one where you have the 2 fingers on 2 different strings in the same fret, you don't want them like literally on top of one another because you won't be able to play. So it's very tricky, but I'm slowly but surely learning it. I think I'm getting better. My mom and my brother say I am. So hopefully you guys can hear some progress, but it's boring. It's like I'm doing the same thing over and over. I'm playing the same down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up rhythm, and I'm doing the same notes over and over again. It's getting boring. It's getting repetitive, but then I was like, this is what it's like when I was learning cursive, when I was learning how to read, when you're learning how to do everything. You do the same thing over and over and over again until you have it, and then you can move on to what's next. So I'm doing the same thing over and over and again until I have it done smoothly, and then I can move on to the next step, and then the next step, and the next step. So my goal is to actually, at some point, play Silent Night, and then I have a list of songs I want to learn. Among them, I think the easiest song from Star Wars to learn how to play on the guitar will probably be the Imperial March. So I want to learn a couple of Star Wars music. I want to learn, there are 2 songs from Brave I want to learn. I want to learn Silent Night, Away in the Manger. I want to learn some Christian songs. So I have a list of things I want to learn. If I get a guitar case, I am definitely, and if I get the job on Mackinac Island, I'm definitely taking my baby with me. I just go find someplace out in the woods to sit there and play. And of course, Tuesday was my interview with Mackinac Wheels. It went well. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. The way this works is each day are open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That does not change at all. Those are the hours of operation. They are closed on some holidays, but I don't think they'd be closed during like the summer holidays like Memorial Day and stuff. But they are closed during some holidays. And then that 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., they actually divide that into 3 shifts. So the employees will work one of those 3 shifts. And then those shifts last, she says, on average between 8 or 9 hours. So I'm not sure they'd be like 8 or 9 hours if they're 3 shifts, because that seems really weird. But 3 shifts, 8 or 9 hours, with 1 guaranteed day off a week. So I would have 1 day off a week for sure. And that would probably be the day where, if it's nice out, I'd go biking, I'd go hiking, take the ferry over to Mackinac City and go to the mall, go do some stuff over there. But it works out because those 3 shifts, well, it doesn't matter because I would be able to do stuff before or after my shift, because I was working 8-hour shifts, supposed to be working 8-hour shifts at Lakeview, and I went in at 3 or 4, and like 3, and so I was able to do an exercise in the morning. I was able to go do my errands. I was able to go do writing and stuff before going into work. So these shifts, I wouldn't really care, because like morning shift, go in, work, get out of work, go do my errands. Mid shift, go in, do some errand, go out and like exercise before work, do errands after work. Night shift, third shift, do anything I want to get done before I go into work. Like in the morning, go like get up at like 7, go out, exercise, come home for lunch, work on my writing, and then go to work, come home, jump on a chat for a little bit, and then go sleep. So it's really easy to work with these long schedules. She said during the busy season, they rack in a lot of overtime, so I might see sometimes up to 60 hours on a paycheck, which I'm like, that'd be awesome, because I wasn't even racking in 40 hours on a paycheck. Job description is pretty simple. I'd be talking people into renting bikes, filling out paperwork for the rentals, filling the cooler, cleaning, working cash register, stuff like that. So pretty simple stuff. So they provide dorm-style housing, and what really sold me is that in their housing, they only have up to 2 people in a bedroom. That sold me. I'm like, only 2 people? Oh my gosh, that is like college. I can deal with that. I can deal with sharing a room with 1 other person. I could not handle it when I was supposed to share a bedroom with 3 other girls. And that was part of the reason why I slept on the couch, on the love seat, in our small little ramshackle living room, was because, as weird as it sounds, I could not handle sleeping in the same room with 3 other girls. 1 other girl is fine. 3 other girls, heck no. Like I said, I did not realize how messy a girl can be until I went up there and I had to share a bathroom with 3 other girls, and I'm like, what the heck is all this stuff? And I was like, I mean, I know I'm messy. I tend to be really messy, but it was insane. I realized, oh my gosh, my poor mother and my brother, what have I been putting them through? So quickly changed my habits of how neat I was with other people. So I don't know, but I think I shot myself in the foot. So as I said, I was slightly dyslexic, but I'm really good with numbers. I'm comfortable with money. I can do that. But I don't know, I think I shot myself in the foot saying that, even though I said I love biking. It's one of the reasons I chose to apply there. I also used to pass that place every day. I liked passing it every day because everybody seemed really happy to be there. They had a dog there. I really liked passing that place. And I love Mackinac Island so much. I want to live there. I love biking. It's so nice. It's so fun. I love to bike, you guys. I'm not kidding you. It may seem strange that I complain about biking here. When biking up there, you probably see the same stuff every day. But it's not the same stuff every day. You're on an island in the middle of the lake. The lake does not stay the same. The lake is always changing. It's always moving. It's so pretty. It's never the same twice. So it's amazing. It's never going to be the same mood. Here, the mood is always the same. It's always stern. It's always solemn. It's always formal. Up there, the water's always different. Some days it's happy, and some days it's calm and peaceful, and other days it is mad and wild. It's so wonderful to be up there. And it's like, I don't know, I just want to live near a lake. I want to be by the lake where I can see all the different moods of the water. So it's insane. Anyway, I should get going. I'm going to get some lunch. They're coming back to finish up in the bathroom, which would be nice because we don't have one right now. We have like no bathroom. It's insane. So I'm going to get some food. I'm going to probably watch some more Clone Wars. Yay. I like Clone Wars. I'm still proud of myself. I'm on season 4 at the Slave Arc. So that's interesting. So I'm going to get going. I hope you guys enjoy this long video, which means I probably will not be posting tomorrow. We'll probably not film tomorrow. So stay safe, stay sane. I'm sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.